All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are with the two, well, at least one of the sexiest guys in the world. That guy over there, not this guy. But we're going to do all we can today on NFL, MLB, and even some college when it comes to the NFL Combine and the NFL Draft. Before we get into it, let's get into this.
Are you ready? 20 seconds start now. Ten seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Here we go, buddy. Cheese, how you been, man? I haven't seen you for a little bit.
I have been good. I enjoyed the Combine. Well, I did and didn't, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I always like Combine week. There's just a lot more information that we know about these prospects, so I really enjoyed it. I basically just sat in front of the TV all weekend and watched
and ate chicken.
People run around and do drills. I ate chicken. I've eaten chicken probably 4 of the last 5 nights for dinner.
Okay. So for those of you who love chicken, you guys love cheese too. Chicken and cheese. That's what we do here.
Yes.
All right, buddy. Hey, we got a great show for you today. We are going to do all kinds of stuff. NFL Combine. We're going to look at some MLB, and then we're going to go back to the NFL Combine. We got some not necessarily breaking news like it's happened in the last hour or so, but we've had some quarterbacks that have already been told that they're going to be released. We've got some players who have decided to retire. I mean, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about today right here on the Lights Out Sports podcast. And we're going to do that starting right now because we're going to do our 5 flamin' 5 and 5. For those of you who are new to the show, let me give you a quick rundown of how this is going to work. We're going to surround Cheese with a whole bunch of flames. He's going to try to answer 5 questions in 5 minutes. And when he does so successfully, we hope, then we'll get an extra question at the end, or him and his apartment and half of the state of Texas will burst into flames. So we'll see which one happens first.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we got all kinds of drama here today, man. We're building that drama. We got a couple of comments. We'll get to them here as soon as we are done with the 5 flamin' 5 and 5. But Cheese, the question remains, sir.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Perhaps.
All right, this 5 flamin' 5 and 5 is going to be all about the NFL Combine. You recently did a video over on your YouTube channel where you gave us your first mock draft after the Combine. Tell us about your channel and give us a little bit of a rundown of what that is. Then we'll do these 5 questions.
Yeah, my channel is at Football with Cheese, and that's CHEEZ. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe and hit the bell as well. And yeah, you can follow me on X at Football Cheese without the with. And yeah, I covered the Combine. I did all kinds of, I did a video what the Combine is. I have a video about void years. I got a video about the tight end position. And tomorrow I have a video about a certain player that would rather retire than keep playing for the Bears. So that's coming tomorrow.
All right. That'll be interesting. I know who that person is. I saw it earlier on our X account. It's over there on it if you want to go see it at All Gloves Off SM on X. All right, buddy. So we're going to do this. And here we go. Okay. 5 Flaming 5 and 5 will start when I am done reading the first question. And here we go. Several times in this video that we referred to, you say, draft this guy, and if he doesn't work out at this position, then you can move him to another position. But my question for you is, if you're drafting a kid this high in the first round, shouldn't his position kind of be a lock?
No, not if you think they can play two positions at a Pro Bowl level. But I was are you talking about Arvell Reese? Is that
you did that several times in your video?
times.
You know, get this guy, then he can be a tackle, but if he can't, then moving to guard and all this kind of thing.
If you think Arvell Reese can be an edge rusher, like a good edge rusher, then he's going top 3, top 4 for sure. He's not getting past the Titans. If he doesn't work out, I think he can be a Pro Bowl off-ball linebacker. He's a terrific off-ball linebacker. And I think people are forgetting that when they're talking about, oh, it could be an edge rusher. Well, he could play both. And edge rusher is a more important position. I get it. And offensive line, too. It's sometimes you draft offensive linemen and it just doesn't work out at tackle, and they end up being like Pro Bowl guards. And I think there's a lot of those in this draft, including a couple that will be drafted in the first round. So that's what I meant by that. Obviously, tackle's more important guard, but at least there's some versatility there.
Okay, I got you. So I can tell you that we're having a little bit of problem here with our feed on X. You give me a moment. Let me ask you this question, and while you're answering it, I'll take care of that. We'll get our feed live up on X here in just a second. I think the Cardinals...
I'm seeing it on X on my other computer. I'm seeing it.
Oh, are you? Is it there? Okay. Oh, you're right. It is there. Okay, I just didn't scroll down far enough. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
It's funny. I just checked to make sure. Yeah. We're good.
Okay, good. I'll come back and concentrate on this. All right, okay. So I think the Arizona Cardinals should select Sonny Styles as well. You say that in your video. Talk to me about why you think that should be done.
He reminds me, I'm going to do a comp here. Okay, you ready for this comp?
I'm ready.
I didn't say it in the video because I wanted to wait and talk to you about it. Okay. I get a lot of Brian Urlacher from Sonny Styles. And I think he has even better change of direction. But both of them have elite safety-like combine numbers, but they're a linebacker. They're linebacker side. They're both like 6'5", 245, and they move like a defensive back. And I think Sonny Styles has a chance to be one of the best linebackers in the NFL from the get-go. It's one of the most impressive combine performance, regardless of position, I've ever seen. He is faster and more athletic than DK Metcalf, who's a very fast and athletic wide receiver in the NFL. It's just pretty incredible, and his film is incredible too. He's good at everything. The only thing he can improve on, and he should with his athleticism, is he's not the best blitzer. So, but I can't imagine why he won't eventually become a great blitzer. So yeah, he should. I would take him 3 if I was the Cardinals.
Okay, I like it. I agree with you. I'm not sure if they're going to, but both of us like that pick. Speaking of
that's a need. That's a big need.
Okay, and we'll talk about needs, and we're going to do something a little special. We'll get to that here in just a moment. So let's stick with the Buckeyes for a second, Cheese. How many Ohio State Buckeyes are going to go in the first round of the draft?
A lot. That you might have 3 of the top 7. I mean, oh gosh. Okay, Downs, Reese. I
mean, are we talking 5?
Let me just check my notes. Yeah, I'm running out of time. Are we only on the third question?
No, we're on. Yeah, that's fine.
Reese and Downs and Tate and.
How many are going to go in the top 10? How many Buckeyes are going to top 10? 3.
3 at least, possibly 4 if Carnell Tate does. But I think 3. There's 3 defensive players: Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, and Caleb Downs locks for top 10. And yeah, even though it's not a premium position, I think Caleb Downs, he's a lock for top 10. Come on. And then definitely Carnell Tate will. I think Caleb McDonald, so 5. I think 5 for sure.
Okay. The Cowboys franchise tagged George Pickens, but there are several good wide receivers in the draft, and at pick 12, I think they could have had one. Do you think it was dumb for them to franchise Pickens with the 12th pick in the draft and such a strong receiver class?
better than letting him go for a third-round compensatory pick in 2027. They don't have to sign him long-term. They could draft a receiver, keep him a year, and then use that receiver next year. So, no, keep your best players. He had an incredible year. I like the move.
All right, number 5. Hang on. Wait a minute. I need to see your face.
Okay.
Peter Woods. Really, Cheese? Peter Woods? For God's sake, what are you doing to me?
If anyone doesn't know,
Cincinnati Bengals pick Peter Woods. I'm coming to your house. All right? And I'm going to burn that place down. I'm telling you. Why did you put that out there in the universe?
So if anyone doesn't know, I did my mock draft on my channel. Make sure you check it out. It's my first mock. I always wait till after the combine. And the Bengals always seem to take a really athletic, big, high upside, but not very good productive player. Amari Mims 2 years ago, Shamar Stewart, Shamar Stewart this past year. And the results haven't been great. And so I was trying to think, I didn't even have him in the top 25 when I originally did it.
No,
I was like, I've got to
top.
mess with Mike.
No.
I have to mess with him and give him Peter Woods, who had a down year for Clemson. And I don't think he's going in the top 20 at all. I said that in the thing, unless the Bengals do something crazy. It's the Bengals. You never know. But they love big guys that are athletic that aren't very productive in college. And he's got really short arms, too, for a defensive tackle.
I'm just going to hurt you. That's all there is to it.
You know I did that on purpose, right?
I know you did that on purpose. I've been poking you for the last week or so on this whole ticket thing that we started last week on this very show, where we started talking about, can we sell the tickets and all of this? If you have season tickets, for those of you who haven't seen it, go to our YouTube channel at, let's see here. Hang on. It's not an at when we go to the YouTube, right? So it's, so the show that I do is called Seeing the Whole Field. The show that Cheese does is, of course, Football with Cheese. So we on this show last week, we started talking about season ticket holders and can they sell their tickets and should they sell their tickets and should they be banned if they do so? And there was all kinds of different stuff. So I've got a video out right now that I did on it, did a lot of research on it, and then I'm doing a part 2 tomorrow. A lot of our fans have said a lot of different things, so it's been a really good topic, but I've been poking you, and now you're poking me with frickin' Peter Woods?
You deserve that. And the way I do the mock drafts is I look at the best player on my board, and if it's a need, that's who I put in there. And the Bengals don't need a wide receiver. The best players on the board were wide receivers. So I was like, I got to pick someone else. And then I was just going down the list, and I'm like, I got to do this. I got to mess with Mike. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen now. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be trashed if it happens. It'll be like one of the biggest reasons. Some people don't even have him in the first round.
I don't. I really and seriously don't have him in the first round. Now, if the Bengals pick him at 10 in the second round, I'm fine with that.
That would be a good pick.
Yes, because it is a position of need for them, but they better not pick him with the 10th pick. In fact, just for giggles here, there's usually another word that comes in front of giggles when you do the saying, but it's a family show, so let's not do that. I think the Bengals should go after one of these two guys. And if I'm assuming that the 3 Buckeyes that you talked about are already off the board already, or they should take one of those 3 Buckeyes.
Yeah, well, Caleb Downs, I've seen him mock there. I just don't think he's going to get to 10. He might, and I think they would run to the podium. But I think
they better.
Styles and Reese definitely will not be there.
Okay, so I agree with a lot of analysts out there, and yourself included. You said the Bengals need help on defense. Duh. Right? They got one of the best offenses in football, but their defense is awful. So in my opinion, I believe there's 2 game changers out there on defense that should be around when they pick. And I want to get your opinion on this here. These are the 2 people that I would pick. One of these 2. They better get one. Again, if all 3 of those Buckeyes are gone, that Cheese and I both think will be at this point. So I want the 2 cornerbacks. I either want LSU's cornerback,
Mansour Delane.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mansour Delane. I'm sorry, I got him mixed up. Or Tennessee's cornerback, which is Gerard McCoy. I think that position is undervalued, but it can really help you on defense if you have a shutdown corner. What do you think about that, Cheese?
Yeah, the thing with Gerard McCoy is he missed the whole season.
Okay.
And then showed up to the combine. He was listed 6'2", 200 at Tennessee, 6'1", 180. It's tough to be a shutdown press corner at 180. And then he didn't work out. It's been 450 days since the combine. Why Why is he not doing any drills? Since he tore his ACL.
Mhm.
That's a little concerning. So I don't think he's going that high. Maybe in a trade down with him. Yeah, Mansur Dillon, I do like him. I think he's the best corner in the class, and he's a very good press man. He has shut down corner upside. Not sure he'll get there, but I wouldn't have no problem with that pick. I just think I didn't put Jermon McCoy in my top 15, even though his 2024 film is incredible. He was unbelievable for Tennessee, and they really missed him this year.
Okay, let's talk about our special we got coming up this coming Sunday. It will be Sunday the 8th, and we're going to do a NFL free agency special. We haven't decided exactly how we're going to do it and how we're going to structure it. We will over the next few days. Stick with us on our X account at All Gloves Off SM. We will continue to update you. So I really want to do this. Cheese is all in this one. Of course, the big draft analyst that he is and everything. He is into this free agency stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, Cheese, I want to ask this as we kind of get into this realm. I mean, we're less than 2 months away from the draft now, right? It's like 40-some days, I think, away.
51.
51. Not that you would know the exact days or anything. Of course
I'm
not.
counting them down.
But,
slowest time of year for people. This is the slowest time of year for me. That every day gets closer to the draft.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you go out and you get these guys, as you were just saying, 70% of them is going to be signed in the first 2 days, right?
Yeah, the first 48 hours, something like I think 71 or 73, something like that. Top 100 free agents to NFL.com were agreed or signed like right away. So it happens basically in the first 2 days. Most of the big free agents are gone.
Okay. So I like it. We kind of discuss it off air. I'll say it on air right now. I think we may go through every team and what their biggest need is, and then try to find the free agency that fits best for them based on the need of the team. So a little bit different than what a lot of the other shows do, but that's what we do here at the Lights Out Sports Podcast is we try to do things a little bit different because, you got two different characters up here anyway. So we're trying to do everything a little different.
Yeah, and there'll be players that we will fit with a lot of teams. They're scheme versatile. So, maybe like 2 minutes each team. Just knock them out. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, I like it. So look forward to that. That'll be Sunday, same time as this show, 6 p.m. on Mountain, 7 p.m. Pacific, and then 8 on the East Coast.
Let me do the times.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I should let you do it all the time.
It's 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 7 Central, 6 Mountain. But also, if you live in Arizona, it's also 6. So 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
All right. I should let you just do it all. I should just reserve that for you, sir. Every once in a while, I try to jump the gun there.
Arizona doesn't change time, so it confuses you. It's okay. We'll forgive you.
It does, actually. But I wish everybody would do what Arizona does. And
I agree.
And none of us change times. But,
I agree, because in a few weeks, I don't know when it happens, but soon I'm going to be pushed back an hour. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day, but we'll get to it, buddy. We'll get to it. All right. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it is time to do our baseball segment, which, of course, is our MLB 4-pitch talk. We got a little bit longer football today, so we're only going to do a 3-pitch talk today on our MLB show. But let's go ahead and get to it because it's pretty important that we do both. You ready, Cheese?
I'm ready.
All right, buddy. Let's do it. Of course, we got the best graphic in all of podcasting. And here it comes. All right, buddy, we're going to do some really neat things today on our baseball talk. We're going to look at Jerickson Profar, of course. Something happened with him today in the Atlanta Braves. We're going to look at a few more things on the WBC because it starts tomorrow. And then we're going to look at the spring breakout tournament. So 3 things that we're going to do today. I'm really happy to go over all 3 of these because, as you know, you're the big baseball guy, or excuse me, you're the big football guy. I'm the big baseball guy.
We switch We switched. Oh,
we yeah,
we
okay.
switched. Okay.
Only because
Yay,
I'm stupid and said it backwards. That's the only reason we
World
switched.
Baseball Classic is awesome. I love it. There you go. We
Yeah.
switched. We switched. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For those people who have been watching this show forever, they know that is not true. But, if you're new to the show, we love you too. And we'll get to your comments and things here in just a moment. Cheese,
Yes.
you love the Chicago Cubs and you love the Atlanta Braves.
Correct.
Jerickson Profar is being hit with a second PED suspension. And the Players Union is saying that they're going to challenge it. In this day and age, is there any excuse to be caught with a PED once? Never mind, twice.
No, he was at one point the top prospect in baseball, if you didn't know, and was a huge disappointment. He's a league average bat and then has this breakout in 2024. And so the Braves gave him a 3-year deal. He was an all-star. He was very good that year, and it turns out he was cheating. Because all of a sudden he got good. And I think he's just trying to maintain being good. That happens to a lot of players as they get older, and he got paid, but now he's losing it. But yeah, just stupid. And in a way, I'm happy because now he's not going to be on the team. He can't be anywhere, and they don't have to pay him. So in a way, he's been an absolute disaster sign.
Okay, so I mean, it's hard for me to be happy when a player is. I mean, I don't know why he's doing this, right? So I don't know, Cheese. If the Players Union is saying they're going to challenge it, though, does it make you think it might not be true?
No, they'll challenge it for anyone. I'm sure they challenge for Ryan Braun. They'll challenge it for anyone. We have to take care of the players. If I'm a player who's like a regular player who's clean, I'm telling my union we're not protecting the cheaters. I would be mad if I'm a player and other people are cheating. But that's what the union does. They protect you no matter what. It's a union.
All right, and I'll give you that. I wouldn't be real happy if I'm a player on the Atlanta Braves right now, whether he kind of is or he isn't, right? And but that's again, that's another topic for another day. But last year when he was caught, he was banned for 80 games. This time, if the decision is upheld, he'll be given a full 162 game suspension. And then if he's caught a third time, if he's really stupid, then he'll get a lifetime ban. Do you think those punishments are fair?
Yes, absolutely.
I
remember when they came out. Yeah, I think it's fair. Especially after 2 times, look, stop it. Stop taking stuff or you're gone. So you can maybe accidentally took something or whatever once. You can say that one time. If you accidentally take something that you shouldn't have, you're going to pay attention to every label from then on. You're going to hire a trainer because they're millionaires to make sure you don't. So if it happens 3 times, you should be gone.
Right. And then I'm looking here, scrolling through my feed a little bit because there was another player. I want to make sure I get his name right. Johan Rojas also has tested for a banned substance. He is an outfielder for the Philadelphia Phillies.
I heard about that. Yeah. I guess the testing results came back today from when they reported, I'm guessing.
I think the way that really works is they're given a little bit of a heads up. And then, because obviously Profar and the team and the Players Union and stuff has talked about this, or they wouldn't have all of this stuff that came out today. So I think it actually came out a few days ago, but now it's like, okay, so they tell them on Sunday, and then it's like, we're going to make this public on Tuesday. So have all your ducks in a row and figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to respond come Tuesday. Okay. I think that's kind of the way it works, but last year it cost him $6 million. This year it's going to cost him $15 million. Baseball contracts are guaranteed, Cheese. How do you justify taking a banned substance when it can potentially cost you all that kind of money? And even if you stink, you're still going to get paid. I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Anthony Rendon, he got paid and just kind of checked out. And yeah, it doesn't make sense here. He got a 3-year, $42 million deal. He doesn't have to. He could have stopped. He could have stopped using. So not sure what he was thinking. stupid contract by the Braves. They've done some other stupid contracts in recent years, but if they don't have a season next year, he will turn that 3-year $42 million into $6.2 million. If there's a lockout by the owners, he will get 6.2 on a $42 million contract. And too bad. I mean, I don't feel bad for him because he cheated.
No, right, 100%. It's hard for me to feel bad for him, even
And they have a hole in left field now. They have a hole in left field.
Yes.
So, yeah, and they need a starting pitcher too.
Yeah. See, now you're leading me into my final question here on this Jurickson Profar topic. If Profar is found guilty, it saves the Braves $15 million. But him not being there actually saves them $18 million, as it will drop them under the luxury tax penalty. It'll save them that extra 20%, again, making that savings $18 million. So now, should they save that money? Should they go out and sign another left fielder? Or should they sign Jack Littell or Lucas Giolito, 2 starting pitchers that are still out there?
I have, despite what people say, I have seen no connection between them and those pitchers. I've not seen a single connection that they were interested in those guys at all. For whatever reason, Littell he's a pitch to contact guy. Giolito's, he's just really dropped off. So I don't think so. I think they're gonna maybe look around, possibly make a trade for an outfielder, but I think they might put it in their pocket and let's say, oh, good, we're under luxury tax.
That's interesting. And then maybe they use it at the trade deadline or something like that, possibly.
You're assuming they'll be in contention in the trade deadline. That's funny.
I am. I think they're a pretty good team. This is going to hurt them in left field, as you just said. I think they'll be able to score a lot of runs, the Atlanta Braves will, but I'm not sure about their pitching staff.
Maybe. They need bounce back years from a bunch of guys. A lot of guys had down years in the lineup last year.
And you can't count on all of them having bounce back years. You can count on 1 or 2 of them, but I don't think you can count on all of them.
Well, their 3 best young pitchers, Hurston Waldrop, Spencer Swanbach, AJ Smith-Shawver, all have elbow injuries. They're out indefinitely. So that's at least 2 of those they were counting on to be starters. So if you have to pitch Bryce Elder every 5th day, I just don't see how you are going to be in contention because you're going to lose that almost every time.
Okay. But they spend a lot of money on a team that you're already counting them out.
Right now, just with all the injuries and what's happening with Profar and everything, I don't know. They would have to improve in a lot of areas. I'm not necessarily counting them out. Back into the bullpen's better, but I don't know. I don't see them up there with, definitely not the Dodgers, with the Cubs, with the Padres. Right now, Phillies, I don't see it.
Yeah, there's at least one team in that division that's better than they are with the Phillies. I'm not sure if there's 2
They're better than the
teams.
Marlins. They're better than the Marlins, so there we go.
Right. The Mets are probably better than they are, at least right now, without Profar. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not counting them out yet. And I do think they'll make some kind of a move. I'm just not sure which one it's going to be, a starting pitcher or a left fielder. I don't think they'll do both.
It's just a mess. The last 365 days had been an absolute mess for the Atlanta Braves.
All right, sir, the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, starts tomorrow. And here are just a few questions for you because I know that you don't like this event. So let me do a few things that maybe the event helps with that you haven't thought about yet. Do you like the fact that it gives other minor league players a chance to get more spring training time with their teams?
Okay, I guess there's one small positive. Yeah, I mean that can't hurt. So, yeah.
Do you think spring training tickets should be cheaper when the WBC players are gone?
That'll never happen. That will never happen. I mean,
I didn't ask you if it would happen. I asked you if you thought that's what should happen.
That would be cool if the owners did that, but they won't. So, yeah, I mean, it would be cool, but they're not going to do that. Do you think? Well, no. What do you think? Do you think they should be cheaper?
Well, I'm gonna follow up on this with you. I don't know if you saw the tweet that I put out there. Randy Johnson put a tweet out, and I retweeted it over on our X account.
Oh, it went viral. I saw
Yes,
it. I got
yes.
text messages from friends about it. Yes.
Yes. So he went to a Giants game with Giants and Dodgers. Paid, I believe it was $76 for a ticket, and then there were no Dodgers in the starting lineup.
Not one regular Dodger, and it was at the Dodgers spring training facility. So Dodgers home.
It was
game.
at the Giants spring training facility.
Oh, was it? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, it was at the Giants, but it cost $76 for a ticket.
Yes, there are a couple of these venues here in spring training that the tickets are just outrageous, and everybody else's are really, really affordable. Right now the Dodgers and Camelback Ranch. Now the Dodgers and the White Sox play at Camelback Ranch. They share that stadium. The Dodgers play, it's like $120 a ticket. When the White Sox play, it's like $1.20 a ticket. So, yeah.
$1.20 is a lot to play for a White Sox game, to watch a White Sox game. That's a lot to pay. I don't think I go half that.
So you love the word continuity. Got to stab you one more time.
No.
But one of the big reasons you don't like the WBC is because the MLB teams don't have all of their starters there. So they lose that, what's that word? Continuity. Yeah, continuity. Jeez, you can't have it both ways. Explain.
Look, I don't know what spring training has to do with NFL coaching continuity, but when I hate continuity is that the NFL media, people like Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, who we'll talk about, when they make a change, when they fire a coach, they're like, oh, they're like, a change is needed. This is great for the new players, great for the quarterback. Clint Kubiak, this will be great for Mendoza, right? And then when Joe Brady gets the job in Buffalo and Matt LaFleur is retained, oh, it's good. Continuity is important. It's continuity. Stick with the same offense. It's important. Yet the two Super Bowl teams changed offensive coordinators this past year, and one of them changed head coach. So continuity didn't seem to help them. I don't like how they just say continuity is great. And all the Packer media defending LaFleur said, oh, continuity, Jordan Love in the same offense. This is what we need, continuity, even though he's a terrible coach. That's what I don't like about it. The thing I don't like about the WBC is especially pitching, but hitters as well. It's routines. It's not just with your teammates. It's with the team, the structure. Spring training is all about building up your body, getting used to the routine of playing every day. Pitchers start maybe 40 pitches and 45 and 55, build it up. And you just lose that when you're traveling out to do exhibition games for something that is not the Olympics, for something that I never watch. I haven't watched it since maybe in 20 years. And that really doesn't mean anything. And it's basically telling you, I'm not fully committed to winning World Series with this team because I'm going to go to this exhibition and miss a bunch of spring training. So it's more about just being there with your teammates and going through the routine than anything else. And I don't think the WBC means anything to me. I would see some people think differently.
Okay. I was just saying, when they're not there, you lose that continuity. And, that's one of the big things. I know you talked about it with football. I was just trying to connect the dots on the two. But when we're talking about spring training here, the two best things for me when it comes to spring training are the autographs and the look at the future stars of baseball on any given team. So next year, they're taking the spring breakout games to a different level by having what they're calling the spring breakout tournament. Do you like this concept as far as that part goes? Do you like the minor league part to it?
Yeah. Could you explain to our viewers exactly what the spring breakout is?
Of course.
Yeah.
So, this is one of the things that I love because, again, I love the autographs and I love to be able to look at this new talent that's coming up through your minor league system. What they have done the last 2 years, Major League, I give them kudos for it. They've done this really, really well. They have a game. They have a Major League game. Then there'll be about an hour break or so after that game, and then they'll do one of these minor league games. So if you have already paid for your ticket for the Major League game, you can just stay and hang out. And, of course, they want you to eat and drink and be merry, right? And then they'll start the second game. Now, right before they start the second game, they line up all of the all of these minor league kids, put them behind a table, give them all pins, and then crazy people like me who have baseball cards of minor league players that most people have never heard before in their lives just get giddy because we can get tons of autographs and you get to talk to them for a second, and it's a great interaction between you and these up and coming players. And then they go out and play a game. It's only a 7-inning game, but it's great. I love it. I've been to 6 or 8 of them so far in the last 2 years, and I can tell you that I've loved each and every one of them. So this tournament, Cheese, is going to be a single elimination tournament where the clubs get to pick their own prospects. Personally, I think there should be a minimal charge to that second game for the tickets, and then you give the winner of the game 75% of those ticket sales and the losing team 25%, and they split it and kind of like a bonus for the 2 minor league teams. So what do you think about that concept?
That's fine by me. I do like this. I like watching the young guys. I like how on X there's some Braves and Cubs people that will put the highlights of the prospects. Like Jefferson Rojas of the Cubs having a good spring. You're putting this, and look, this guy can hit to all fields. Look at this swing. He's got a real pretty swing. Yeah. I didn't know it was that pretty. So it's nice to see.
He really does.
He does, and it's just nice to see stuff like that. So I like this idea. And the only thing is, I don't know if this is the case, but as long as they make some rules, you can't call a guy up, off and on for 3 years and still participate. Once they're called up, they're not eligible. We want to only see the prospects, not a guy who's back and forth in AAA for a couple of years, some reliever, some third catcher. As long as it's just the prospects who have never played in baseball, the top and put your top ones out there, like the ones that are on the 100 list or the top 10 on your team. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see the 29th best player who's a second baseman in low A ball. We want to see those top 10 guys. So I think it's a good idea. And I'd love to go to those games.
Well, you have to come out here sometime and we'll do it. Arizona Fall League is really good about it too. That's kind of a hybrid thing. We'll talk more about it. We talked some about it this past season. We'll talk more about it. And then I got to give a shout out to our buddies Roger and Ricky over at Red Hot Reds. They are really starting to focus in on, if you're a Reds fan or just a baseball fan in general, they're really starting to focus in on a lot of the minor league players within their team. Roger's going to be out here with me in a couple of days, and we're going to go to the backfields and watch a lot of that stuff and get some film, and we'll probably put it up on our different platforms. So you can look forward to that here in the next few days as well. So there'll be 1 Grapefruit League and 1 Cactus League champion. I also think that sometime during the final week of spring training that the MLB and the breakout team should play each other in their spring training home stadiums, kind of the minor league and the major leagues. But, we can do that because most minor league players don't have to report anywhere until way after spring training, usually a week or 2 afterward. And in fact, I'm going to give away a little something here, but a lot of times if you come out towards the end of spring training and then stay, a lot of the minor league guys stay in camp and you can get a lot of their autographs and stuff and see them like the few days after spring training. So I kind of like that idea to where the major league and minor league teams would play each other. I would certainly go to that game. And what about yourself, Cheese?
Absolutely. Yeah, maybe, between Florida, maybe meet in Texas or something in the Ranger Stadium or here at Dakin, should be Minute Maid, Dakin Park in Houston. It's about halfway in between for the championship. Whoever wins the Grapefruit plays the Cactus League. And then you could put it on MLB Network, and it's like the best prospects. And those teams have really good farm systems because they made it to the finals. So I'd love to watch that game on TV. I watch, the Futures game. I watch the Arizona Fall League championship game every year. I think I might have forgotten last year, or only watched a part of it, but I try to watch that game as well. So yeah.
I mean, you're taking a little bit of my thunder here, but that's okay. I'll give you a little of it. I said here in the very last part before we get into your football segment, I would like for MLB to take it a step further. Usually every MLB team has an off day after opening day, just in case of weather-related issues or anything like that. So that second day of the season, like you just said, have the 2 winners of this tournament, the Cactus League winner and the Grapefruit League winner, face off against each other. Would you rather have that in a major league ballpark in hopes of attracting a huge audience, or would you rather see it in a different minor league ballpark every year to kind of show off the minor league ballparks on national television?
Well, I don't know that it would sell out a major league stadium.
Mhm.
It's really a minor league game. So just do it in just different, switch around, do it different minor league parks and show them. And yeah, just kind of do a different one every year. I think that's what I would do. And it would, that way it's probably a sellout. So yeah, just do it in a minor league park. And yeah, the day after, anyone not knowing, the reason why they have a day off after the first game is you cannot give someone value for opening day. I've been to opening day before. I did it once with the Braves. It's like no other. I actually saw a Braves Cubs game, and the Braves just slaughtered them. Carlos Zambrano was horrible in that game. But, people though like Milwaukee, Houston, they have domes. They don't have to have the day off after, but maybe everyone just does, and you do that game. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be a neat concept. I'm going to be excited. I'll go ahead and talk about this for a second. Didn't really plan this, but we'll take 30 seconds here. I'm excited because the Arizona Diamondbacks, they open up in LA. That's not what I'm excited about. But they come back after 3 games in LA, and then they open up here in Arizona, and the Detroit Tigers are here. Now, if they play 3 games somewhere else, which I don't know the exact schedule for the Tigers, but obviously the Diamondbacks are their second opponent. I would think that they would probably have Verlander pitch game 4. And if Verlander is pitching game 4 and an opening day at Arizona, count me in.
There's no way he's going to be 1, 2, 3 with their rotation. They're at not. San Diego. They're at San Diego and then at Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw Verlander once. It was pretty cool.
Somebody I've never seen live, and he's on my bucket list. That's one of them I want to see. So I can maybe make that come true. I did opening day a couple years ago, and I swore I'd never do it again just because of all the chaos, and it costs so much. I'm cheap. Okay.
There's people everywhere. There's people everywhere. You can barely move everywhere. It's hard to park. Right. But it was worth it. But it was so cool. And actually, it was kind of cold in Atlanta when I went. It was chilly. It was like in the upper 50s, low 60s. So yeah.
No, I don't have to worry about that out here in Arizona more than likely. But it cost us $100 to park. I went with 3 other guys, and it was nuts. $100 to park, and then I got the tickets pretty cheap, so I wasn't really complaining about that per se. But man. All the other amenities were like 3 or 4 times just because it's opening day. And like you said, 2 days later, the price will go right back down. So I'm like,
in the Atlanta traffic was bad too. That was the thing I remember most. Just getting there. Luckily, we left really early, but just getting there was really tough.
Oh, you're not one of those guys that leaves like before the game's over, were you?
No, God, no.
Okay. I was going to have to throw a big fit here.
No, and the game wasn't even close. Like I think it was like 15-6 Braves, and we still stayed till the end. Yeah, of course. Okay. No. Oh, I'm definitely not one of those.
All right. You got to stay to the end. Maybe we'll talk about that more on an upcoming show, but you got to stay to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, the mug check. What do you got?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. And that's going to lead us right into our football segment that you're going to take over, buddy. Here we go. 4 down territory. All right, buddy, give us a preview of what we can expect tonight on 4 Down Territory.
All right, so we're going to talk about the insiders, specifically Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, some of the stuff they report, and, we'll get into it. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
We're going to talk about a little more about the NFL Combine and about players not working out, just not doing certain drills. We're talking about the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals, your 2 favorite teams as well.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do. And I specifically put these in because I want to get your take on this.
Okay. So the comment over here, can you see the last one?
No, I can't.
Okay.
If they do it on YouTube, I can see it.
It is on YouTube, actually. It has a
Okay.
little.
If they do it on my YouTube, not yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. Some
I
of
can
us
see-
are
I
more
can see
popular than
William.
others, sir. I don't know what to tell you.
I can see William when he said hello all a while ago, so I can see his.
Okay. I don't know what this means exactly. If it's something terrible, I don't know. I'll throw it up there real quick.
That's Kevin. Maybe he means sup. He meant sup, dudes. That's
Oh, okay,
Kevin. He's
okay.
cool. He's a
All
big
right,
Astros fan.
Well, is he really cool? He's an Astros fan. I mean,
Yes, he is very cool.
And he knows you. I mean, that's like 2 strikes before you ever get in the batter's box. He's an Astros fan and he knows you. My goodness. All right, Cheese, talk to us, buddy. Give us the first question here in NFL 4-down territory.
Okay. So, football agents, they continue to use the so-called, like we said, insiders, especially
Mhm.
Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, to help their clients. Last year, for example, Will Campbell, offensive tackle, who went 4th overall to the Patriots, had a disastrous playoff, especially Super Bowl.
Yep.
He had longer arms than the combine measurement. According to, I can't remember which one reported it, but all of a sudden he had longer arms. Oh, the combine measurement was wrong. They also said Josh Myers, who was a free agent center for the Green Bay Packers,
Mhm.
he had probably the worst season I've ever seen a center have in 2024. They said, "Oh, but it's a bad center class. So many teams need centers. He's going to get paid." He got 1 year, $3 million from the Jets, and he was awful again. But they reported he was going to get like a 3-year deal and big money. And they reported Will Campbell's arm length. No, it's not what they measured. It's much bigger. But I just wanted to point that out. That's just last year. And I sent you the tweets this year. Did you get them?
I did.
Adam Schefter this year. Basically, what they do is the agents call the insiders, tell them what to do, and they get clicks, so they do it. They have an agreement to try to help their clients for whatever reason, and we'll get into that. Like Ian Rappaport during the coaching search, he just ran basically the PR campaign for Matt Nagy. He kept tweeting about it. He deserves another shot. He's a great offensive mind, offensive genius. He kept doing that, trying to get him like a job. It's almost like his agent or the Chiefs just called, "Please get him out of our building," or something. And then the two I sent you. So it's about Ruben Bain, who had his arms are under 31 inches, which is very small for edge rusher, especially someone who's 6'3". And here's what Adam Schefter tweeted. He said at least two NFL teams that measured Ruben Bain Jr. had his arms at 32 inches. What a load of crap. All of a sudden, it's 1.25 inches longer. And it just, he said at least 2 teams. Whenever they say that, oh, at least 2 teams, give me a break. Were they the Jaguars and Packers who don't pick in the top 50 that have no chance of him being on their team? He had one more. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, Ohio State. He ran a 4.52. I think he ran a 4.54 and a 4.52 is his 240 times. He was expected to run faster. And Adam Schefter puts out a tweet that Carnell Tate, a potential top 10 pick, was timed by several NFL executives and GMs on Saturday with the 40 time in the range of 4.45 and 4.47. Although Combine registers official times, teams always conduct their own timing, and those measurements with some teams were lower than the 4.52. You notice he didn't say anything about any of the other people that ran a 40, just Carnell Tate. What are they trying to? What is he doing with these tweets, Mike?
Well, he's sucking up to certain people so he can get more information later. That's what he's doing. I mean, come on, we all know that's what he's doing. And I mean, really and honestly, Cheese, let's take the Carnell Tate, right? So okay, so 4.52, and he's saying maybe 4.45 to 4.47. Maybe it's a really big deal to you, but to me, as the average football fan, 4.52 to 4.45 is not that big a deal. Is it really that big a deal?
Apparently, or he wouldn't have been asked to tweet about it. So if anyone does not know, Carnell Tate was one of the best receivers in the country this past year, even though he was the second best receiver on his team, but still one of the best in the country. And he was a deep threat, and he was expected to run, faster than 4.5. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to run like 4.2 or 4.34 or anything like that. But the fact that he showed up 192 pounds and ran 4.5 was a disappointment. It was a surprise. People thought he was more like 200, 205 and would run maybe 4.37, 4.40. And so it's like they told Adam Schefter, all right, well, just say this. Some team had him at 4.45, 4.47. You know at his pro day that's what he's going to run. Just somehow someone's going to get that watch on him.
Right.
So do you think it's the agent, definitely from the agents? Do you think it's from the NFL? Do you think it's like some PR campaign, change the narrative? Does it help the draft stock? Do these teams not know? What do you think? Is it all of this?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I would say it's less about, what the player actually is, because as a draft analyst, what these guys are expected to do. That means every one of these teams knows what to expect. And even if someone comes in and has a bad combine, which a few players have, that doesn't tank their stock. It might drop them a few picks, but it's not going to like tank their stock or anything. So
yeah,
I don't know. I almost think it's more Adam Schefter just wanting to put stuff out there and just wanting to tweet about stuff, and
clicks.
Likes this agent better or he likes that agent better, and he's like, hey man, I'll put something out there that'll help your client out, okay? And whether it really does or not, I don't know. But he's just,
well, they call in favors, and then he'll say, oh, didn't mean to interrupt you, but they call. My guess is the agent called Adam Schefter, tweet this, and then the next time one of my clients, I'll leak it to you first. You get the first leak. That's what I think goes on. And you you brought up an interesting point. So I'll say this. I'll give you an example last year, and then we'll talk about Carnell Tate. Matthew Golden, he was a first-round pick of the Packers, was projected to go in the 20s, ran a 4.29. Then all these people were projected him to go top 15. All of a sudden, he was mocked to the Cowboys at 12. But what teams did, not the media, teams did, they went back and watched the film, and I did as well, because it shocked me. And he's a 4.4, 4.5 guy on film. That's what he is. He's not a 4.29. He does not play that fast. And so guess what? He went in the 20s. He went 23rd overall. He did not go top 15 because we went back on the film and so he ended up going right where people projected him. Carnell Tate is a faster player than 4.52. If you watch the film, you watch him at Ohio State, he is faster than that. So I'm not too worried about, look, teams know how fast he is. They can watch the film. Teams know Rueben Bain has short arms. And I guarantee you, at the pro day, Rueben Bain is going to have much longer arms all of a sudden, and Carnell Tate's going to run a 4.45, 4.46. No matter what, somehow the time will, because then it makes then Adam Schefter say, "Oh, look, somehow they're going to make it." And if you don't, Matt Campbell, last year, I think he was like 32-inch arms or right around that, and then at his pro day it was 33 and a quarter. It's like his arm length and wingspan grew in a month. All of a sudden.
Of course it did, right? Of course it did. So a couple things here, buddy. I just put a tweet up from Kurt Warner. I love Kurt Warner. We follow him. He's got some really good stuff. He's talking about Malik Willis. So go over to our X page at All Gloves Off SM and read about that. And then I want to give you some breaking news that Ari has put out. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. I know you can do it, but I can't.
Adolf, something like that, yeah.
Something like that, right? He put this out 19 minutes ago. So a player in 46 games with the Giants last year, or excuse me, in his last 3 years, he recorded 385 tackles, 5.5 sacks, and 4 interceptions. And he has been told by the Giants that he's going to be the first big name player they're going to release. Help me with his name. Linebacker Bobby
Odereke?
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
so the Giants are saying they're going to release him. Last thing, and then we'll get back into your stuff here. We are the top trending podcast right now of all of the over 7,000 people that we have here. We're the number one. So we appreciate all of our fans making that happen right now. Did you ask me a question? I just did a lot of stuff.
No, I'm about to ask you this.
Okay, good.
So can we trust these insiders? So the insiders, they say
no.
We can't trust them with length, measurements. So as a draft analyst, I hate this because I need to know this information when I'm doing my rankings, when I'm doing my videos. People trust me, and if they're lying and say, oh no, well, some scout or at least two had this, that could change the rankings. We can't trust anything Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter say. You agree?
I do agree. And you and I are smart enough. A lot of our fans are smart enough, right? Like what you said. He only mentions one guy, and all of a sudden, that's the guy that everybody got a better a better 40-yard dash time on was the one guy, right?
Everybody
Come
else was
on
accurate.
now.
Everybody
Yeah,
else.
come on. I mean, we can read into what some of these guys are saying and be like, "Oh, that's crap," and "Oh, I won't believe that." And I mean, there's tons of stuff, just as well as I do. I retweet a lot of stuff, and I read everything really carefully before I do it. And even I've been nailed a few times by just these egregious things that didn't really happen, and then somebody will say, "No, that didn't happen. I have to apologize." And it's the world we live in today, Cheese. It's this social media stuff. We want a four-course meal that comes out of a microwave in a minute and a half, and it just doesn't happen. And I don't know what else to say about it, except I love the social media aspect of it, but sometimes it burns us.
Yeah, I agree. It's just they want access, like you said, to all the teams. They don't report anything negative anymore. It's all sunshine and rainbows. They just don't do it. We used to know character flaws more of them on the teams. I have to do so much research to find any character flaws on any of these players. Used to know all of them. Now, beyond the obvious ones, like what Joe Mixon did in college, but you just don't know a lot of this stuff anymore because they don't report it. They're not real. Journalism's dead.
But should we have access to that kind of stuff? I mean, as a normal, regular, everyday fan.
I need it because I'm doing rankings. I want all the information. I want all the 3 counts. I want all the shows. I want all the medical. I want everything. I want it all. I want to know that stuff.
Yes, but you're telling me some of it shouldn't be private?
I want to know if there's character red flag. They used to report stuff like that. They don't even report Wonderlicks anymore.
I noticed that.
I get that because some of them were just terrible, like getting like 8s or 6s, which is a third or fourth grade like level of intelligence. So I mean, I can't remember which Manning brother got like a 43. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I like to know if there's character flaws. I still remember when Ezekiel Elliott was drafted. I had to do a lot of research, so I found out there were some character flaws on him, but it was not reported by the media. You have to dig deep. Okay. Dane Brugler, who's the Athletics draft analyst, he said among the 46 offensive linemen prospects who were remeasured their pro day in last year's draft, 43 had longer arms on their pro day, measured by the scouts. So the combine measured 43 of 46 shorter than their pro day. So one of two things has to be true, Mike. Do you think the combine people are purposely lying about arm length, or do these scouts lie? They do favors for these players to make them look better at their pro day?
Well, I think the pro days it's more about the college maybe than it is the player necessarily. I mean, you're getting all this publicity, and people are traveling to all these different places and all of this. And I think maybe that's kind of the colleges saying, hey, put some of this stuff out there and, get all the scouts to come here to Ohio State, or especially the smaller schools, right? Like there's a safety, I believe, from what is it, Toledo, I think, that's jumping up draft boards right now. Is that right?
Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Yeah, Toledo's got actually quite a few defensive backs. They had 3 defensive backs at the combine. They got some prospects. Yeah.
But if they all do really great at the combine, they got nothing else to prove, then who's going to travel to Toledo? Maybe Toledo is like, hey, we need these guys to travel to us. So let's put some stuff out here to get the interest up and get people to come to Toledo. That's kind of the way I look at it and what I think about it.
The way I look at it is we either cannot trust the combine, either they're getting them all wrong, they're incompetent, or the pro day is lying to us. They're adding extra half-inch and inch, timing faster just to try to make the player look better to help their stock, or just make it look like they're a better prospect when they're drafted. So there's less negativity out there. But Matt Campbell's arms didn't grow longer in a month. And I'm telling you, Ruben Bain is going to have 32-inch arms at his pro day. All of a sudden. It's going to happen. I can't wait for it. We'll talk about it when that happens.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Second part. We're going to still talk a little more about the NFL Combine.
Okay.
NFL Network hyped it up, saying it's the fastest, most athletic combine ever at multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
However, a lot of players who were 100% healthy either did not participate in some of the drills or in some cases didn't participate in all of the drills. The only player that has that excuse is Fernando Mendoza, in my opinion, because he only has to work out for one team. That's the Raiders. He's going first, so he doesn't really have to work out. My theory, and I want to get your take on this, is that if a player's going to perform poorly in one or more drills, their agents are telling him not to participate. Like, it's better to just not do it and go with your film. Don't participate in this drill if you're going to do poorly in it. My question for you, one is, do you think that is exactly what's happening? And two, if you're a general manager and a healthy player refuses to run a drill at all, will you move them down the draft board?
So let me take the second one first. If I'm a general manager, will I move them down the draft board? I guess it's going to, okay, so I'll move them down the draft board after the combine. But as you've already said, a lot of them do another workout, at their own spot or at their own college or something like that. And then I'm probably going to attend that if I'm really interested in that player. So I may temporarily move them down, but if I'm going to move them down at the combine for not doing it, and then they end up doing it at a later spot, then I'm going to have to move them back up, right? So that I think those things kind of offset themselves. But I did watch some of the combine. I didn't watch, as many hours as you did. My wife would have shot me if I'd be in front of the TV that long. But isn't that the same guy running the same? Shh, quiet over there. But I did see, especially the drill, and you're going to have to help me with it. The one where they run the straight line and they just throw they start and then they flip all the way around and then they take off running and they're supposed to stay in what is it?
It's called the gauntlet drill.
The gauntlet, where they're supposed to stay in the straight line and catch the footballs and all of this.
Catch a football on the run, secure it quickly, drop it. It's like you're supposed to run at full speed. You show that you can catch it on the run and secure it quickly, and turn each way. It's actually an important drill. One of the few.
When it's done right, it looks impressive.
It does.
But I saw it done wrong a lot. Not only did they not go in a straight line, but you could tell they weren't running as fast as they could, and they were nervous, and it was, so I think that, every athlete has things that they're really good at and really bad at. You just got to weigh those things out, right? Not every, Fernando doesn't do everything fantastic.
Nope.
So, and the NFL people already know this. This is not news. This is not, it's not. So I don't necessarily understand the taking them and knocking them down a few pegs because they do something wrong that we already knew they weren't real great at anyway.
True. The combine is really about three things: interviews, measurements, medical checks, like just check everything out, and making sure it matches on film. Is this person athletic in the drills as they look on film? And if they're not, what's going on? We need to figure out why. And if they're more athletic, do we go back in the film and say, wait a second, do we miss something here? And most of the time, I think it was Deion Jeremiah said a couple of years ago, he said when he used to work for I think the Browns, Eagles, and Ravens, but he's with the Ravens. He was telling the story like we'd see a player have a great workout. We go back to the film. If we miss something, we move them up. If it looked the same, we just kept them there because it didn't match the workout. Some guys are just better at doing a track meet than others. Like Matthew Golden's probably better at running a track meet than Cornell Tate.
Right.
But yeah.
Do we really need a combine to tell us that? Really?
Well, that's that's how we found that out. But yeah, Carnell Tate, he'll run better. Last question about that.
Sure.
If someone refused to run the 40-yard dash in pro day and combine, would you
Okay.
assume that they're not going to run fast, that they're slower than you assume if you're a general manager?
Yeah. What else can you? I mean, that's the conclusion you have to draw from that. There's nothing else to draw from that.
That was the thing about Marvin Harrison Jr. When he didn't work out at all, people wanted him to run the 40. See how fast he was. He never did. So we have no idea. We never got
And
one.
he's been a disappointment as far as I'm concerned.
He has. Okay. Well, did you know this? Only 2 running backs and 2 edge rushers did the 3-cone drill. For years, I've heard that the agility drills, the 3-cone 20-yard shuttle, are actually more important than the 40, especially on defense. The 3-cone measures bend and acceleration as you change direction. 20-yard shuttle also measures change of direction, but it measures speed and body control. Do you think this is why so few players do it? Because it's supposed to be more important, and therefore it could only hurt your stock, not help it?
I'm not sure how much of a difference it really makes, Cheese. I mean, maybe this is the difference between someone like me and someone like you, right? I watch the combine. I would watch it at like 20-minute increments because, to be very honest with you, I got bored watching different people doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, right?
Okay.
So I'm just being honest, right? So did it really make? I mean, I didn't look at anything where someone did worse and I thought, oh man, no, I wouldn't draft that guy at all. I did not. Now I and we put it up on our X account and everything else as well. I did see all the stuff like Sonny Styles. Holy crap, what that guy did was like, especially the jump, where you stand there flat footed and you just jump up into the air.
The vertical.
Holy snot, man. I don't know how that guy did that. The combine for me was more about the people who impressed me and a lot less about the people who didn't impress me. I guess that's how I'll put it.
I usually focus the other way.
Of course you do.
Yeah, Sonny Styles, like I said, one of the best combines ever. I have here in my notes, one player impressed, one player didn't. Were you going to ask me that? Or
I was going to, but I kind of hid that because I wanted to yell and scream about Peter Woods. So okay. I set the whole thing up. But yes, if you would like to tell me, you said you kind of went the other way. You look more at who did worse. So let me ask you this: did you drop somebody like a whole round if they did really, really bad? Did someone do that bad?
One thing I'll say this: a lot of people, there weren't a lot of players that did really bad because the ones that were going to do bad didn't work out. Just like we talked about, they didn't do the drills.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
There are a few players I definitely dropped down, but not a whole round. There are 2 players that disappointed me. I'll say this: Makai Lemon. He did not run the 40, which tells me a lot.
USC, right?
Wide receiver USC.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see if he was a 4.40 guy or he's like a 4.56 or in between. I wanted to know. But he didn't run. He had a very awkward press conference, to say the least. And there was one drill where they tell you don't run at full speed and then like build up and then catch it over your back. He just kind of ran and wasn't even trying, and the ball was thrown over. He just kind of watched it. The effort was bad. Now, he looked great in the gauntlet drill. He did. But some of the other drills, just like he looked disinterested, his press conference. So I moved him down in my mock draft big time. I had him falling all the way to the Eagles at 23. I saw another mock that had him going, like 28 to the Niners, 27 to the Niners. So Makai Lemon's one for me. And then Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. Really big fan of his film. I thought he could maybe sneak into the first round. I thought early second round would be a really good pick.
Mm-hmm.
His vertical was horrific. It was 5 inches worse than anyone else. His vertical jump with that lower body explosiveness. You are a defensive tackle, a nose tackle. You have to have a strong lower body. And that tells me he's not going to be explosive. He's not going to give you much pass rush. And it's okay. If he's BJ Raji, 345, 350 pounds, no problem. 21-inch vertical. I can do more than that. But he was 318 pounds. I thought he was more like 325, 330, 318, and then had a horrible vertical. So he may fall. He's probably outside the top 50 at this point. But those are the two that most disappointed me. I just got to quick mention one person that really impressed. Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver, Indiana. You watch him on film, watched him a lot. I watched a lot of Indiana, obviously. I had 3 playoff games to watch.
Sure.
And the SEC title game. I wrote down in my notes before the offseason, he's like a bully slot. He needs to be a number 2 receiver on his team. Not super explosive, not super quick, but he's like a bully slot. He breaks tackles, gadget player. Deebo Samuel, ? Is what I wrote.
Okay. He
is so much faster and athletic than I thought. He's not just a bully slot, at least the workout. 4'4", 240. I thought he was like a 4'5'5", 4'5'7" guy. He was a 1.55 10-yard split, which means he's more explosive get off than I gave him credit for. 37-inch vertical leap, 5th among receivers. Wow. Did not expect that. My notes saying he's not all that explosive off the line. I might need to revisit that and go back and watch some of his other games because he's certainly 1.55 is a great 10-yard split. And so Omar Cooper Jr., I moved him from probably would have been mid-second round. I actually had him going 30th overall in my mock to the Broncos. So he helped himself as much as anybody.
And I think, Cheese, you have to have in the combine for it to really make a difference, right? I think there were 2 receivers. You just mentioned one. I think there was another guy who made a really good impression in the combine. Concepcion made a really good impression on a lot of people in the combine as well. So I think if you have
the wide receiver, Texas A&M, I really like him. If he can clean the drops up, he's a top 20 right now on my board. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I know you're going to talk about him in a second. But yeah, he just got to clean up the drops. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you got a guy like Lemon who falls, and then you got a guy like Concepcion and the kid from Indiana that rise up, well, then, okay, I can understand, wow, now this combine's really made a difference as far as looking at Lemon goes, because now he's like, maybe he went from the 1st or 2nd receiver to the 4th or 5th receiver. So I can get that. But I think in this combine, it's not just about who does well and who doesn't do well. It's when you look at that position overall, if somebody really shows out and comes up, and then somebody has a disappointing one and drops down. I think that's kind of where you can get into trouble a little bit if you're that guy who falls a lot, like maybe what Lemon did.
Yeah, and Casey Concepcion, he has got a speech impediment, but still did the press conference. Very brave. And he also is 6'1", 196. I thought he was smaller than that. That's a really good size for someone. He is the best separating coverage to me in the entire draft. And I thought he was like a 5'11", 185 guy because he's so quick and explosive. The fact that he's 6 foot 196, really impressive. Once again, I think he had 7 drops, but they're almost all concentration drops. He's trying to leave with the ball before he has it. But if he cleans that up, try to remember. I think I had him going 21st to Pittsburgh in my mock. So I moved him up to 21st. But yeah, he's another person that obviously Sonny Styles had moved up more probably than anyone, but I didn't bring him up again because obvious reasons. We already talked about him.
Right.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, Concepcion, from watching the combine, right? I'm going to do a video on some of this stuff. I think we need to connect more with some of these players. And when Concepcion did that press conference, and you could tell that he had the speech impediment and he kept right on going, and then some people were making fun of him online and stuff like that, that makes me galvanize towards that guy. And it's like, I don't care if my least favorite NFL team picks him up, I'm still going to follow him because it's him. And I remember him from the combine. And I remember, so I think that's some of the other things that the combine can do is it can give you a different light on some of these players that we didn't have before.
I'm calling it now. The Buffalo Bills at 26 move up to 20 with Dallas to take Casey Concepcion, 20th overall. His dad grew up a Bills fan. So his dad's a big Bills fan. He wants to play for the Bills. He'd be a perfect fit. They need a lot of receiver help. So the Bills move up. from 26 to 20, give up a 3rd round pick with the Cowboys and take them. I'm calling it on March 3rd. That will happen.
I wish you would have waited till March 8th on our free agent. Well,
This
I
is
guess
draft.
he's not a free agent,
This is
so never
draft.
mind. Yeah. He said this is the draft. Never mind, stupid. Okay.
And we are doing a draft special the Tuesday
Oh.
before the draft. We are doing a draft special. We're doing a mock draft. Mike's going to host it. It's going to be me and 3 other draft analysts, and we're picking for 2 divisions each. It's a lot of fun. We're not going to do trades. That maybe in the future we'll try to do more shows with the trades. But yeah, we'll do a mock draft, and it was. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that was our highest rated show last year.
Yes, and season 1, that was our highest rated show. Of course, we started season 2 now. This is episode 5, and we'll have some highly rated shows this year too, I'm sure. Not just that one, but we'll have some other ones as well. But that one's a lot of fun. You're right.
Once again, Sunday night, this Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, NFL free agency preview. Okay, now we have to talk about Arizona Cardinals. I know, I'm so sorry, Mike. Oh, I know. So they are going to release Kyler Murray. That was the news today. We expected it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumor that the Cardinals are interested. Obviously, Malik Willis is their number 1 choice. And if he signs elsewhere, like Miami or somewhere, that Jimmy Garoppolo could be their 2nd choice. Garoppolo would cost a lot less than Malik Willis, obviously, from the reports. What would you prefer? I'm going to give you some options. Okay. Malik Willis at 30-some million a year. Jimmy Garoppolo, a lot cheaper. Run it back with Jacoby Brissett. Draft Ty Simpson, or I'll let you pick. Or none of those, and you have someone else in mind.
I'm going to go with, of the ones you just gave me, I'd rather go run it back with Jacoby and then get it, basically do what you've talked about before and just trash this season, right? Pick really high in the draft next year because it's a quarterback-rich draft next year. I think that makes sense.
Big time.
If I'm going to get somebody that's either in football now or I'm going to draft somebody, I don't think there's anybody worth drafting because we're not going to get the Indiana quarterback. So
Fernando Mendoza.
Right, Fernando Mendoza. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'd rather try to trade for Anthony Richardson, and I mean, at least he's an athletic freak, and let's put him behind the center for a year and see what happens.
Wow, interesting. Did not see that coming. Okay, so it's totally threw me. I did not see that coming at all. So you mentioned Kurt Warner's tweet. Does it have to do with Malik Willis? Could you share that?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Could you share that for us? Because I think is really important. Do you have it pulled up?
I can pull it up pretty fast. Yeah, give me about 2 seconds.
Malik Willis is Greg Rosenthal, who works at NFL.com. He does free agency for them. He's not a draft guy. He's the pro player personnel guy for NFL.com. And he put Malik Willis number 1 on his top 100 free agents. Me and Mike both agree that he should not be number 1. I mean, putting him behind Trey Hendrickson is pretty insane. But Willis played 7 games for Green Bay the last 2 years and started 3. He only started 3 games. Now, he played very well in those games, but he completed 13 of 15 passes over 20. Passes over 20 yards. He was 13 of 15. That's impossible. That's even 10 out of 15 is next to impossible. That won't continue.
Mm-hmm.
Regression to the mean, as my dad always says. Do you have it pulled up?
I do. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so again, this was Kurt Warner. You can go and follow Kurt as we do at Kurt13Warner is his X handle. He says, took a break from draft prep to dive into Malik Willis tape over the last couple of years, being that he is one of the hottest names as we head into free agency. My conclusion, again, this is Kurt Warner, so he says, my conclusion is that there is really 28 dropbacks. He says, I took out screens, quick pick and stick throws, and 5 yards and quick scrambles over the last 2 years that will determine his future.
There's a lot of those in Matt LaFleur offense. So, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
And then he's got an exclamation point after, like he can't believe that those 28 dropbacks are what's gonna determine his future. Lastly, he says that is crazy to think about if we are talking 25 to 30 million a year, which I completely completely agree with. Then he has hashtag, I want to make sure I get it right, study ball. That must be something that he's putting together. So it says it's coming, so you can come up with your own opinion and assessment. So I assume by that he's saying that he's going to do some more study on him and probably release some more tweets and stuff like that. So I'm with Kurt Warner. I can't believe a quarterback that's had 28 dropbacks is all of a sudden worth $25 to $30 million a year. I'm telling you, give me Anthony Richardson and let's. I don't want Malik Williams at 25. I don't want Malik Williams at 12 or 15.
I don't know Malik Williams, but Malik Willis.
That guy.
Well, here's the thing. Malik Willis looked amazing. It's a small sample size, but he did look amazing. There were some throws that he made were just down the field, right on the guy's hands, which we didn't see anything close to that with the Titans. But once again, it was a small sample size.
Mm-hmm.
But someone is going to pay him because people need quarterbacks. And it might be Arizona, might be Miami. I don't think he'll sign with Cleveland because he's not stupid. Yeah. Okay. So Ty Simpson, you didn't mention him as the possibility. Obviously, you don't want him to go third overall. That would be insane, I think. But What happened? What about the second round? If they took him with their first pick of the second round, would you be okay with that?
No. I think you've got other needs that you need to go out and get. And if you're going to take a quarterback at a draft, I would rather you tank and get one of the good ones next season.
Okay. Put some help around him. And they've used, the Arizona Cardinals, I'll say this, they've used a lot of draft capital recently on interior defensive linemen. And those guys got to stay healthy and show up next year.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Jordan Birch needs to be better. Walter Nolan has to stay healthy. Oh my God, his name's escaping me. Who was that late first round pick a couple years ago out of Missouri? But the Cardinals. He had like one of the best Senior Bowls, and he moved up into the first round. Here, I'll look him up. But the Cardinals need to get more out of, like, they invested so much in the interior pass rush. Darius Robinson, defensive tackle, Missouri. And I liked that pick at the time. So they have some real talent, athletic talent in the interior defensive line, and hopefully it all come together. Well, you're hoping in 2027, maybe not 2026. Okay.
Well, I mean, I want to take a few seconds here. I don't like this, to be very honest with you. I know I'm the guy who likes the second chances, and I know I'm the guy who didn't want to see Jonathan Gannon get fired either. But if you look at it, he was, you got Cliff Kingsbury, you got Gannon, you got Petzing. These guys never prioritized offensive line help in front of them or anything like that. Those were all the Cardinals have done mostly defense since Kyler Murray has been there, and I'm just not sure. Here's how I'll say.
I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride. I mean, they got some weapons, and Michael Wilson, but offensive line, I get it. Paris Johnson, that's about it. That's about all they've done.
Right. I'm just afraid that he's going to be the next guy to go to a different team and just show out, and the Cardinals are going to look stupid.
Give me a team. Where's he going?
He's going to Pittsburgh.
I'm going to say Oakland Athletics. They still have his rights. He's going to play baseball. He's going to go play baseball. They drafted him in the first round of the Oakland Athletics. Oh, sorry. Sacramento, Las Vegas. Athletics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You set me up there. Okay.
All right. Let's talk Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's just keep going further and further down the rabbit hole. Sure.
Dig the knife in deeper.
Yes. And twist it.
We had to talk about this because I was surprised, and we'll see if you were too. The Bengals, who have plenty of cap room, decided not to tag edge rusher Trey Hendrickson. To me, they should have either extended him a year ago this time or traded him. They could have gotten a lot for him, and they did neither. Instead, they did probably the worst thing you can do. They just gave him more money in the final year of his contract, and they're just letting him walk. In fact, did you see that he posted a "Thank you, Bengals fans, goodbye"? Like, I'm out. I'm not re-signing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So I don't think you could have handled it worse than the way they did. So he will obviously sign with another team, and all the Bengals will get from Trey Hendrickson is a late third round compensatory pick, probably pick 98, 99, something like that, in the 2027 draft. As a Bengals fan, Mike, this is your time. What do you think about this situation?
It's awful. You said it right. They blundered this from the get-go. I understand that Trey Hendrickson is not a, I'm even going to say he's not a top 5 defensive end because of his age. So I get it that you're not going to get something, heroic for him or something like that, but you could have gotten something for him, something more than the compensatory pick. So yeah, you should have traded him.
A lot more.
I don't know about a lot more.
You could have. See, the thing is,
they injured. He's old. I mean, he's not old, but he's old in football years.
He's 29. But you said he's not a top 5 edge rusher. No, he's not Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. He's not. But he's still very good. And teams are desperate for pass rush. You could have. Okay, could you have gotten 2 first-round picks and a good player like for Parsons? No. But not only would have you gotten maybe a first and a late-round pick. That's maybe a 1 and a 4. Mm-hmm. You could have gotten it this year. You can improve your team this year. So they could have 2 first-round picks right now and maybe 2/3 or 2/4 in 2027. Instead, all they're getting is a late 3rd-round pick in 2027. And I just don't know what the Bengals were thinking. Because you don't want to pay him, fine, then trade him. Pick one. Why do you think they just gave him more money there just to keep him happy? Like, what were they thinking?
I don't think it even came down to him. I think it came down to the fans. The fans were screaming. You got Joe Burrow in the background going, hey, you need to pay these people. I mean, they can't pay everybody. I love Joe. I do. I love Joe to death. But when Joe's making, all the money that he's making, and then you're screaming in the background saying, pay this guy and pay this guy and pay this guy. How many people do you want them to pay, man? The salary cap just went up, but it didn't go up that much. It went up about 25 million or so, but
the Bengals are at least 47 million under. When they released Daryl Slayton, well, they should. He sucks. That could save another 6 million. So they could restructure T. Higgins and knock it down more. They have plenty of cap room, is my point. And they did at the time. I just don't like it creates a huge hole because pass rush was already in need. Because when Henderson got hurt, they had no pass rush. None.
Yes.
Absolutely none. Now they already have needs in the secondary, need a defensive tackle, need on the offensive line. Now you have a huge pass rush need. So I just don't understand. I don't think they could have handled it. They handled it about as bad as you could possibly handle it, but Bengals do this.
Okay, but at the same time, do you really think that they should have given him a 4 or 5 year contract at the money that he was wanting?
Well, I'm not sure what he was wanting. He was not asking for like top market money. If he's asking for 30 million, sure. I would have done that on a 3 or 4 year deal. But asking for 36, 38 million, probably not. But like I said, you could have shopped him. Somebody would have given you a decent amount of draft capital. I really think they would have gotten a first and at least another 3rd or 4th round pick. That is my guess. And there's so many teams that need pass rush. We'll talk about Max Crosby and trade. We'll talk about it this Sunday, if there's not a trade before, what teams we think would be a good fit. But everyone needs pass rush. Everyone needs offensive line. So someone's going to get him for basically free. And the Bengals could have gotten draft capital. I'm just shocked because Bengals fans have to be like yourself, livid that this is the result. And I saw that message and it's just like, he's not coming back. Even if they gave him the most money, he's not coming back because of the way they handled it.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it or read it. I took a little nap before we started this whole thing, but yes, I'll read it here in a little bit and probably just shake my head and maybe shed a tear.
And we will see who we each predict where Trey Hendrickson will go this Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell, all of that. And check us out. Follow us on everything.
Yes. And then here in a moment, I can't wait to do this, but we haven't talked about this yet. I tweeted it out earlier and got some good feedback on it. The 9, we usually do a top 10, our lights out list, right? Can't do 10 this time because there's only 9 of these positions, but we're going to do the 9 most important positions on a baseball field when it comes to defense, not the offense, but when it comes to defense. This should be an interesting list because I'm thinking it's going to be different for each of us.
This list I had tiers, and I didn't know like where to put them all. But yeah, we're gonna do the top 9 most important defensive positions in baseball. Our lists are always different. There's no way it's going to be close. We're going to disagree on some. So looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good. We'll get to that here in a moment. But you got some more football, don't you, or not?
I do not have any more football, but we can add more. I can talk more about football if you want. I think that's it. Let me just double check.
About football for days.
All right, let's talk about
your channel, right?
Let's talk about Duke Tobin and how bad a job he's done with the Bengals, the GM. Let's talk about that.
I think we beat that horse.
Well, we didn't mention Duke Tobin, but he's running the show and he's doing a terrible job. Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you, sir. I'm not going to disagree with you at all. All right, buddy. So, do we want to dive into this lights out list then?
Let's do it.
All right, I like it. Let's go ahead and do it here, bud. We will jump into this right now. All right, let's change the background a little bit. This is not a football related thing. How about we go that one? Yeah. Baseball.
I like this. It's cool.
I like the green. I like the green.
It does.
Yeah.
I like the color
Pretty
green.
slick.
I like it a lot.
All right, so we're going to start with 9 and go all the way to 1. So, of course, the different spots, you got all 3 outfields. You got the 4 infield, first, second, third, short. Then you've got pitcher and catcher as well. So we'll look at all of those positions. We'll rank them from the least important defensively to the most important defensively. And then all the people who are with us right at the moment, again, we are still number 1. Trending up on our X account. So thank you for that. And any of you guys that are with us, we have the live chat. You can talk to us a little bit there and we'll talk to you as well. So all that stuff's going on right now, buddy. So you going first or am I going first?
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I'll go first. You're the baseball guy, so I'll go first.
All right, go ahead.
I wonder how different our lists are going to be.
I'm sure it's going to be different.
So 9, I'm going to go with pitcher. Just because I don't see the pitcher handle a lot of plays. There's a lot of it's a league where almost everyone line up swinging for the fences, so you get a lot of fly balls, a lot of pop outs. The pitcher just doesn't seem to me. You just don't get as many. Greg Maddux had to field so many balls because he get a lot of ground balls with the sinker and all the late movement. So I don't see pitchers handle it much. Obviously, it's important. Every position is important, but I put 9. I'd say pitcher. What about you?
All right. Well, at least one spot on our countdown is going to be the same. Yeah, I'm with you. The pitcher is basically told to get the heck out of the way, and the third baseman will crash, or the first baseman will crash, or if nothing else, the catcher comes out behind the plate and usually gets that stuff, and the pitcher just stands there, and his job is to point. Right? Yeah. Go to first. Go to second. Whatever it is. Right? Every once in a while, if there's a play in the outfield, he'll back up third base or he'll back up first base or possibly home plate. But beyond that, I mean, the pitcher is standing on the mound waiting for the ball to be delivered back to him. So, yes, number 9 in the best, or actually most important is what we'll say, most important defensive positions in the baseball field, number 9, both of us agree, is the pitcher. How about number 8? Where you at, Cheese?
Number 8, I'm going to go with right field. It's important to have a good arm in right field. No doubt about it, because you have to prevent first to third on a single.
Mm-hmm.
But many more balls, whichever, are hit to left field, left center, then right. There's just more right-handed hitters.
Mm-hmm.
So the left field fields more. So I feel like right field it's not quite as important because you don't field as many balls. And I just remember growing up in Little League when I played, the worst fielding kid got stuck in right field. I never played right field, by the way. But they stuck the worst guy in right field, the worst player. You have to go to right field. So that sticks in my memory. So my number 8 is right field. You.
All right. So my number 8 is left field. And you mentioned why. I put left field in there because I know, and I'm right there with you. In fact, I have to admit that I played right field a few times. Not the most athletic person in the world, right? I didn't have a lot of speed, because, You can only see me from the chin up. So anyway,
Mike played right field every time.
hey, not every time. Sometimes I was the DH. So anyway,
that's not better. Oh, my number 10, it was DH. Or number 10.
DH, number 10.
Yes.
There we go. And we got 10. We got the top 10. Oh man! So I put left field in there just because the right fielder I think has to have the better arm. So that's where I separated the two. So you already know I've got 8 as left field. I've got 7 as right field. So I'm thinking yours 7 is left. Is that right? Did you swap them?
Yeah, I did as well. Just because the left field's going to field more balls, and so it's not as important to have a big arm. But range, I think, is more important. Like I said, because more balls are just hitting to left field. A lot of balls are in left center. That's a very common area. So just slightly. I mean, I had to pick one. But yeah, my number 7, definitely left field.
Okay. So pitcher, either left or right field, whether you're 8 or 7. But let's go with 6, Cheese. What do you have as the...
Wait, who's your 7, right field? Your 7?
Yeah. So mine goes pitcher, left field, right field.
Okay.
Sorry,
this is where it got difficult.
Your mug check there.
Yeah. This is where it got difficult.
Yes, it did.
Oh man, I have a tier, and I have to put one position 6. And the reason I picked this position is because I've seen throughout my life, just watching, sometimes you don't have to have the best defensive player at this position. As long as they have a cannon arm, you're okay. And that's third base. I feel like it's protected a little by the shortstop because the shortstop, they both play on that side. So I've just seen teams have like an okay third baseman, maybe not a ton of range, but it's okay. If you have a good shortstop, you're all right. As long as they have a big arm. So it was tough, but I put third base at number 6. What about you?
What about when they bunt, though? I mean, you got to have an athletic guy to be able to run in. And
I thought about that. Who bunts anymore? There's no more sacrifices. Pitchers don't hit anymore.
I mean, that's definitely gone down. You're right.
Yeah. So.
And then you've got a guy like Ke'Bryan Hayes, who is, manning the third base corner, and it makes a heck of a difference because he is such a good fielder. So, okay.
He saves like 20 some runs a year for his team. It's insane.
Can't hit a lick, but he saves runs on the defensive side.
Yes. So
for me, I did not go with third base. I went with another infield position. I went with second base.
Okay.
I went back and forth between second and third, and I'll tell you why I ended up going with second. I don't think they're involved in as many plays, with the exception of the double play. And you've got to have a good turn guy at second. But at the same point, kind of like what you said with the bunting, I think just the infield hits have gone down. Everybody's swinging for the fences now. They want to get this launch angle and all this kind of stuff. So that's why I put second base as number 6 for me. I think as long as you get somebody who can turn a good double play, you don't need Nico Horner.
So I have second base 5th, and you just made my point for me. The reason I put it ahead of third base is because they are involved in a lot of double plays, and they have to have more range than third base. They don't have as big an arm, no doubt about it. It's
right.
A lot closer, but they're involved in double plays, and they have to have more range because the first baseman is going to be closer to first. So they have to have more range than the third baseman. They're not as protected to the shortstop. So slightly, yeah, this was tough, like I said. But I went second base slightly ahead of third base. They're my number 5. Who is your number 5?
Well, my number 5 is third base. So we're basically flip-flopping here so far.
Our lists are way too close. Okay.
I did this third base thing because I was thinking about guys like Ke'Bryan Hayes and Nolan Arenado and honestly even Bregman over with the Chicago Cubs now. I think he's going to make a big difference to them defensively over there.
Sure. And
I got to thinking about Chicago, and I said, who's going to be the more important player for them? Bregman at third or Nico at second? And I gave Bregman at third a little bit more of a nod than I did Nico. And that's 100% why I decided to go this route. So whether that's right or whether it's wrong, I'm not sure. You and our fans can judge that, by by voting or by putting stuff up here for us on our chat. So that's where we're at right now. For me, it's pitcher left, right, second, third. Who's your fourth one? This one was really tough for me. This is where it got tough.
Yeah, the tiers. There was the pitcher to corner outfield spots. Then it was third base, second base, which order? Yeah, there's tiers. Yeah, my number 9 was pitcher. 8 was right field. 7 left field. 6 third base. 5 second base. So fourth, I'm going to go with first base. I just think they're involved in a lot more plays than you probably realize, because every time the shortstop, second base, third baseman throws it over there, they're involved. They have to catch the ball. They have to dig it out of the dirt. If you have a first baseman that is good at that can save errors, that can dig the ball in the dirt, just has great range there, it's tremendous. When you have a great defensive first baseman, it can save so many runs because of all the plays they're involved in. So that's why first baseman to me, and you agree obviously, is more important than second base or third base. So yeah, number 4, first base.
All right. I'm clicking on a couple of things here because I want to get this one right. So I agree with you. I put first base there as well. I was looking at different things here, and it was really funny because I was listening to the game on Sirius XM. I'll give them a plug, right? I was listening to the spring training game, and the A's were playing, and their announcer says, "Oh, it's so nice when you've got a great big first baseman over there." And they were talking about Nick Kurtz. Nick Kurtz is 6'5", 240. And they're like, "Oh, it's such a good thing when you've got a great big target over at first base." And I was like, yeah, you know what? That is important. So, like you said, if you can scoop it, if you can make your players look better. How many times have we seen awkward throws from positions all over the infield, but that first baseman can backhand it, or the first baseman catches it out in front, or they have to go down the line for a few steps and then they grab it and tag the runner as he's going by, or whatever it is, right? That first baseman makes the rest of your infielders look good. So I think it's really important to have a good first baseman, and that's why I put him at number 4. What about 3, Cheese?
So 3, I'm going to go with catcher. When you have a great defensive catcher, I don't think anyone in the league. Catching's changed. It's about framing and defense. They want you to block pitches, control the run game. So you don't have any guys that are just terrible. Chris Hoyles of the Orioles was just garbage out there. It's like if he's not hitting homers, he's awful. Like the pitchers just he don't frame a thing, won't block a thing. But you rarely have even Mike Piazza's, who's not good defensively, but he just hits you. He would play first base now. So yeah, control the running. So many aspects. Framing, control the running game, blocking pitches. There's a lot of aspects. So I couldn't put it 1 or 2 because those other 2 positions are just so important. But yeah, catcher's just, number 3 for me. What about you?
Our lists are too similar this time, buddy. Yeah, I've got catcher at 3rd as well. The big thing for me is if the pitcher is not athletic, you have to have a good catcher behind the plate. He's got to be able to jump out there when that ball that hits off the plate or it deadens right there in front, and the catcher looks at him like, "What am I supposed to do?" The pitcher looks at him and is like, "What do we do?" The catcher says, "Stay on the mound and shut up." He runs out there and grabs that ball and throws it around the runner. Like you said, I'm not sure, and this is going to be interesting for me at least to watch as the season unfolds. With this new ABS system, is the framing of the catchers going to be as important? I'm not sure it's going to be. And I think even when we're seeing, I don't know how many spring training games you've watched so far. I've watched 4 or 5 of them on television already, and I listened to one on the way home every day. Just pick a couple teams and I'll listen to one.
Okay.
It seems like they're allowing players to call their own ABS stuff right the moment, just to get a feel for it. I mean, there's been a ton of them in the first couple innings, and I think as the season goes on, you're going to see the coaches and stuff rein that in and be like, okay, we need to save some of these towards the end of the game, so stop trying to do it, 2 outs and nobody on, and all of a sudden you don't want to strike out, so you tap your helmet. No, that's not the way this is going to work, boys. We need to save these to when it's really important, and you got 2 men on and 1 man out and all of this. So situationally, I think it's going to change. And it'll be interesting to see what the catchers do as far as changing with it. So I'm like you. We both got center field and shortstop left. Hopefully we don't have them in the same spots, but we've got both those 2 left. The catcher is really, really important, but I don't think it's more important than either shortstop or center field.
Yeah, one thing I love what catchers do, not all catchers do this, but some of them that run down and get behind first base and protect that throw. All that equipment, I love when catchers do that and save runs. And the guy, if there's a close play at first and the guy thinks he's going to take off for second, the catcher's like, I'm right here. So, yeah. And all that equipment.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, and all that equipment, it's heavy. It's really, really heavy. I've never played catcher, but I know I have friends that have, and it's really, really heavy. Okay. Our lists are way too similar. My number 2, I'm going to go with center field. So, having a rangy center field is just so important, especially in bigger ballparks. It also can protect the right fielder and left fielder, or at least one of them. If one of them doesn't have good range, you can maybe cheat over there. But just what Pete Crow Armstrong does for the Cubs, like their balls hit in the gap, and you think it's Ian Happ or Seiya Suzuki's ball. Nope, Pete's there so much quicker. So you have so much more ground to cover. Especially if you have a good arm, because sometimes you're like 400 feet away, but it's a center fielder with great range, with all the fly balls being hit, is a pitcher's best friend. So yeah, number 2, couldn't quite put it first, but I put number 2 center field.
All right, well, our lists are going to be a little different because I put shortstop at number 2. And it's mainly because I mentioned this earlier. I think a lot of people, a lot of batters are swinging for the fences. So I think you got a lot more balls in the outfield now than what you do in the infield. I get it. A lot of the web gems and stuff come from shortstop because they make, Ellie. I watch Ellie pretty much every night, and that guy can just do pretty much everything. But I also think he could be a great center fielder too if he really tried. I'll give you this example, and this is the reason why I did this. The Pirates moved O'Neal Cruz to center field, and they're like, oh, he's a great athlete. He'll be able to do it. And if you watched him, he's either not as good as an athlete as they thought he was, or center field is a much harder position than what they thought it is, or think it is. And I think it's the second one. You've got to be able, you mentioned Pete Crow Armstrong. I know you love him. Even Michael Harris III from your Atlanta Braves, right?
He's very good too.
He's very good. He's a great. It's kind of like I'll do this for you for football. It's kind of like a route runner in football, right? You've got good receivers who just run great routes, and they can make up for their lack of speed by their first step, or they can make it up, by running the exact right plane to the ball. And so center field has all of those things, and you've got to have a couple of those. You can't just be fast. You've got to know where the ball is. You've got to know how to get underneath of it. You've got to know if you get close to the wall or if you get close to the warning track, or you got to be able to call the left fielder or right fielder off. And, there's all kinds of stuff that you're basically the general of the outfield in center field. So for me, I put shortstop at second, and I think center field's the most important position on the baseball field because of that. Why did you put shortstop at number 1, Cheese?
I put shortstop 1 because they play deep. They have to have range. They involved in double plays. I just see teams. Most teams are willing to punt at just about every other position and have an okay defensive player, except shortstop. Let's just put it this way. If you have a great shortstop, you're right. You can throw the breaking ball away to a right-hand hitter. He's swing over top of it. It's going to go to shortstop. What an elite shortstop, like a Mason Wynn, like a Dansby Swanson. He just makes everyone better. And the whole infield, to me, it's just, even when you watch the draft, like shortstops may get overdrafted. That's what everyone's looking for. To have the range, a rangy shortstop that has an elite arm. You know that ground ball hit deep between, the third baseman, shortstop, to be able to dive and get that. That is such a hard play. And you have a shortstop who can do that. It's pretty incredible. So I get why you put center field first. I just, it was tough for me. Maybe I'm old school, but I just had to go shortstop number one.
And I'll tell you, one of the big things I learned, I was watching Barry Larkin on the backfields this year. And so he was working with Garrett Hampson, actually, who is not going to be the shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds because they've got this guy named Ellie De La Cruz. But he was working with them. Never heard of him? Okay. And then he had Matt McLean over at second, and they were working on these drills to where when you dive, you keep your hands, let me see if I can do it, like out in front of you, almost like a receiver. Because when you go to get up, the last thing you want is your hands buried underneath your chest, right? So that's all he was doing with them over and over and over again. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that such a small little thing could make such a big difference. But you're going to, if you put your hands underneath of you when you go to dive for the ball like that, you've almost got to put yourself in a push-up position and then all your weight's on your hands. And how are you supposed to throw the ball across the diamond, right? So, just something small like that. Man, I tell you guys what, if you can get out to spring training and you can watch some of the drills and stuff that they do, it's a completely different look. And I think you'll get a completely different vantage point from a lot of these different things if you can go to a spring training complex and watch drills like that sometime. It's really fascinating to be able to do it.
You bring up Matt McLean, I mean, dude, it's raking.
Tearing it up.
Absolutely raking this spring. So, where's Sal Stewart going to play? Where's Sal Stewart? Is he going to play first?
It looks like he's going to play first. They're going to put Spencer probably out in left. But they've got a problem in the outfield. They got J.J. Bleday, who's trying to make a comeback. You've got Dane Myers. You got T.J. Friedel. You're not taking Marte out of right too much. So
and Eugenio has to DH.
Yes.
It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. I think the odd man out, I'll say it right now, if he doesn't hit, the odd man out might be Ke'Bryan Hayes. Yes, he's great defensively, but he's only making $6 million a year. So I think they can
why trade for him if he's not going to play?
Because they didn't know they were going to get Suarez when they traded for him, and they didn't know Sal Stewart was going to be this good, and so again, it's a good problem to have, and actually Ke'Bryan Hayes is hitting pretty well in spring training, so he's going to make it difficult on them. But if nothing else, maybe he just comes in, 8th or 9th inning as a defensive replacement, and hopefully the Reds have a lead and they can keep it. They don't need to score anymore.
Okay. So our lists were way too close. We'll have to pick a topic where we're way off next week.
Okay. We'll work on that.
I will. Yes, we will.
I think maybe we need to do some fantasy stuff. Like who would be your number 1 pick? Who would be your number 2 pick? And we'll open it up to all of baseball. That way our picks will be so much different. That'd be might be
fantasy
a little
baseball.
Yeah.
Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Number 1.
Number 1. He's gonna be a 40 homer. I'm calling it. Charlie Hayes' son.
Right? And I don't think a lot of people know that, but that's 100% right. He is Charlie Hayes' son. Fantastic.
When I was a little kid, he was on the Rockies.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And was a heck of a player.
I think he caught the game-winning thing for the Yankees, the game-winning World Series. He was the guy who caught the pop-up.
Possibly. He did play for them that year.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Childhood memories. It was a simpler time back then.
It was.
It was a simpler time. I didn't own a cell phone. It was great. I liked it. I never got text messages.
In the middle of your podcast, right?
Like I've gotten 30 since we started.
Tell your friends to put their comments up and we'll put them up on the screen, okay? How about that?
I know.
Your stubborn friends. No. All right, buddy. Hey, I want to promote this one more time. We're going to be doing our NFL free agency special. We'll do that this coming Sunday at what time, sir? Because I'm not allowed to say the times, for God's sake.
Sunday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, so 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and if you're in Arizona, 7. No,
6.
6. Sorry. No, what have you done to me? No. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. We're going to do a free agency preview. We're going to go through each team. We're going to go over a couple of the bigger free agents, spend a little more time on them because
Mhm.
some of these free agents are fits with a lot of teams. And, so yeah, look out for that. And then, of course, next Tuesday, we'll have our regular show.
All right, sounds good. What are you going to do this week on your channel, sir? Tell us about it and give us a little preview, and I'll do the same here in a second.
So tomorrow, the only video I know for sure is tomorrow I'm going to talk about Drew Dahlman and his decision to retire at 27 years old from the Chicago Bears, the center. So I'm going to go over that. The rest of the week, I'm not 100% sure. We'll see if there's any crazy trades or any crazy releases. I'll make videos about it. But otherwise, I'm just, we got a week to go. I'm waiting for free agency, and I will be making a ton of videos based on that. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe at Football with Cheese is YouTube, and it's CHEEZ for cheese.
All right, so I want to give you one more Kyler Murray stat real quick. According to Sport Track, that's at SPORTRAC. You can follow them on X like we do, including the $36.5 million that he is owed in 2026. Quarterback Kyler Murray has secured how much money since he was selected number 1 overall back in 2019? You want to take a guess?
139 million.
$206 million since he was selected number 1 back in 2019. Absolutely crazy.
Well, yeah, good thing he didn't play baseball.
Right, he chose the right sport. So, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to be doing seeing the whole field. Going to be doing some stuff this week. I'm going to do some tomorrow. I'll wrap up the should fans get punished for selling their season tickets, and I got a few things to do with that. Do the owners have moral standards? If you put a better team on the field, will that make more of your fans come out to the game? And then we'll try to end it all tomorrow on kind of a happy part where we try to find a middle ground between what Cheese was talking about this last Tuesday and what I'm saying about they should be able to your tickets your way. So we'll wrap everything up. It's been a really interesting topic. So I'm sure that you have seen the first one, and then you'll be able to see the second one tomorrow, Cheese.
I watched it twice. You really went off with this topic because you really went with this topic. You did. I got to give you credit. And you did your research. That was really cool. You did a lot of research on Lambeau Field.
I did.
That was awesome.
I did.
That was awesome. Yeah. I'll admit that you may have mentioned something I didn't know. That was pretty cool.
All right, good. And I'll tell you what, and I know you do the same thing in your podcast, and we do the same thing on this one. We're not here to scream and shout and do all kinds of stupidness. When our fans tune into these things, we want them to be able to learn a little something. Go to work tomorrow and be able to say, hey, I listened to this on a Lights Out Sports podcast yesterday, or on Football with Cheese, or on Seeing the Whole Field, or Red Hot Reds, or All Era Sports with Sirhan, all things that are part of the All Gloves Off Sports Media Network. And we're going to be adding some more shows, I think, here in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that as well. Cheese, anything you want to add to the end of the show before we bid everybody adieu? Under 2 hours, buddy.
That's a record. No, but what you said was important. We don't scream at each other. We're not trying to we're not Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharp just screaming back and forth, Stephen A. Smith, just trying to make it so loud that you just pay attention and talk about it. That's ridiculous. No,
we don't need to do that.
No, yeah, we want you guys to learn. We do research for this, and we just both love sports. Mike's the baseball guy, I'm the football guy, and we just love those two sports. And yeah, looking forward to free agency preview. Mike's dogs are going crazy. They're hungry.
My wife just came in. I heard her.
Oh, okay.
They love her.
This Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Make sure you take your phone and set an alarm so you don't miss the show.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a free agency preview, and we'd love for you to interact on that show. You can try to tell us what free agents your team wants to sign, and we'll tell you if we think it's a good fit.
Sounds good. All right, buddy. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we, of course, tell our viewers thank you very much for tuning in. And as we say at the end of every one of these shows, because we got less than a minute left for 2 hours, we got to get it done quick. Oh, keep going. Keep going. Thank you all very much. And of course, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Thank you for tuning in. Good evening, everyone.